Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, as of this video being uploaded, there is pretty much just one more day until Halo Infinite's campaign releases to the public. So, before you jump into campaign, even if you're watching this video from the future and you're about to play Halo Infinite's campaign for the first time, there are 10 important things you should be aware of first and keep in mind while playing the campaign, so that you don't end up making frustrating or irreversible mistakes like I did. This will largely be about specific technical features of the campaign, so you don't need to worry about spoilers, but just in case, I'm putting it out there, just keep that in mind. Alright, so the first thing that's very important to know is that for the first time in the entire Halo series, there are no more mission select features. What that basically means is that you no longer have the ability to select certain missions to play, which in turn means you can no longer replay previous missions after you've beaten them. All missions can only be done in one playthrough, so if you wanted to say replay a specific mission later on, such as the last mission or something, after you've beaten the campaign, you'll have to replay the entire campaign just to get to that point again. That is pretty much in line with most open world games, but it's just unfortunate that's now the case for numerous reasons, and for people who are used to previous Halo games, it's definitely something to keep in mind while playing. The second thing is directly related to that. So throughout campaign in both open world and specific mission only areas, there are several collectibles hidden throughout, such as skulls, audio logs, and so on. In the open world areas, you can get those collectibles pretty much any time. However, for collectibles like skulls and audio logs in those mission specific only areas, well, consider those collectibles to be missable. If you don't find the collectibles or even achievements on your first playthrough, you won't be able to go back to those mission areas without replaying the entire campaign again. So if you do intend to go for collectibles, I suggest dedicating one playthrough solely to just collectibles, and make sure you look up all the locations, because if you miss even one in those mission specific areas, you'll have to restart the whole campaign just to be able to go back there. Likewise, for the third thing, because there's no mission select available, you also can't change difficulties mid playthrough. So if you decide to start on a higher difficulty and you find it way too hard or way too easy, and you want to drop down to a lower difficulty or bump it up, you won't be able to do that without starting over from the beginning on the difficulty you want to do. Yes, there are some games out there where you can do that mid-mission, but Halo Infinite is not one of them. So make sure whatever difficulty you start the campaign on is the difficulty that you want to live with for the rest of the campaign, that you want to commit to for the rest of your playthrough. Really, as far as your campaign save goes, you're stuck on that difficulty forever. For the fourth thing, this one is very important and has caused me several moments of extreme frustration when I played the campaign early. There's no actual saving and quitting of campaign progress. If you start a mission, even if you see that you got a checkpoint and you know it works because you died and reverted to that checkpoint, it doesn't actually save that checkpoint if you end the game. It's kind of a gameplay only checkpoint, meaning the checkpoint is only useful while you're actually in game and will otherwise not be useful in determining when to save and quit. Which brings us to the fifth item, which is, because you can't actually save and quit and resume from your last checkpoint, it's very easy to lose your mid-mission progress. If you save and quit in the middle of a mission or in the middle of a boss fight, for example, and then you resume later on, you'll find that a lot of your progress has been reset, and you'll actually resume from a sort of pseudo rally point. There were even some missions from my experience where there didn't even seem to be any pseudo rally points, and I've gotten halfway through that whole mission, and I did what I thought was a save and quit to take a break, only to find out that when I resumed, I started from the very beginning of the mission again, despite how far I had gotten. So if you want to be safe with your progress, you'll want to finish the current mission, the entirety of the current mission that you're on, in one sitting before you can safely end the game without losing too much progress. For the sixth item on the list, so there is one thing some people can do to better preserve their saves. The only viable and reliable way to sort of restore some semblance of the save and quit system is, instead of ending your game when you want to stop playing for any reason, just pause it and then suspend it on your Xbox Series X or Series S console. Do not quit out of the game. Just simply go to the home screen or start up another game. This will automatically suspend the game into a sort of hibernation mode, and you'll be able to instantly resume it from where you left off. A good comparison would be suspending a virtual machine on a PC or taking a snapshot of a VM and resuming from the exact state from where you left off. On Xbox Series X and S, this feature is known as Quick Resume and is the only way right now to stop playing without risking your mission progress, without risking losing that progress, or at least most of it. So for number 7 on this list, there is one more issue with checkpoints that you should be aware of, and that is there's no actual option to manually revert to last checkpoint. The only way to actually revert to last checkpoint is, well, when you die. That may not sound like a big issue initially, but the lack of that feature means each time you die, it takes quite a bit to revert, and if you're dying a lot, like say during a legendary boss battle, it's gonna start getting pretty annoying when you have to, just wait for it to revert every time. It's kind of time consuming. And, you can't just instantly revert after dying to save time. Not to mention for speedrunners, I'm told checkpoint reverting is crucial in helping their speedruns, so that's definitely going to be a downside for speedrunners as well. So that's something you want to keep in mind and plan ahead, and, just know that you can't revert checkpoints anymore, manually at least. Alright, next on the list for number 8 is the in-game tactical map that you can bring up does not actually pause the game. It's actually exactly like how it works on Halo 3 ODST. When you open your TAC map for the first time, or for any reason really, be it to view the map, upgrade your equipment, and so on, the game is not paused, and enemies will continue to attack you. So if you think you want to quickly upgrade your equipment mid-boss battle, do not do that. Definitely find somewhere safe and hidden, because actually, for a boss fight, find a moment before the boss fight to do it, because even if it doesn't seem like there are enemies around at the moment, sometimes one could wander by and start attacking you, even if it's not a boss fight. So while you're using the attack map, just keep that in mind, that everything is still going on. So yeah, next time you open your attack map in campaign, make sure there's no one nearby and there's no chance that someone could walk by to attack you. Alright, for number 9 on the list, this one is just a quick warning that if you decide to play on legendary difficulty, boss battles will be insanely difficult. I pretty much did a rant about this in my review of the campaign, but you should go into boss battles prepared. Stock up on ammo, do whatever upgrades you need on attack map, and make sure you have the appropriate weapons for the boss fight. For most bosses, I find that the Sentinel Beam and Skewer are a great combo, but other combos and strategies will work as well, I'm sure. For the last item on this list, some non-boss enemies like hunters are like mini bosses still. Even if you know there's a hunter encounter coming up, do not underestimate them and treat the encounter as if it's a full-fledged boss battle. In other words, make sure you're well prepared before taking on the hunters. And once again, the Skewer is one of the most effective weapons against them. So just keep that in mind and be prepared, especially on legendary difficulty. And even on easy difficulty, some of these bosses and enemies can still present a fair challenge. Alright, well, that's it for this list. None of this means the campaign is bad or anything, of course. They're just changes to the campaign that you should be aware of while playing, so it can save you time and headaches. If you're interested in my thoughts on the campaign itself, though, I did upload my own review of it yesterday if you want to check it out. But aside from that, hopefully this list proves to be very helpful to you, and once you do start the campaign, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. It's really great, and like I said, if you want to hear my thoughts on it, just check out my review on it. But yeah, that about wraps up for this video. Hopefully you guys did find it to be interesting and helpful. If you did, make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And aside from that, I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.